you may remember the last time. Where are we? Ghoul of St. Lazare, part 3. And when we finished up last time, you guys were investigating the grave of the girl Helene in the churchyard.
Yes.
And Damon's character, who is Simon, who likes
drawings.
And Simon took a chance and cast a spell which should not have worked, but somehow did work.
It super did.
May want to look into that.
Yes.
And determined that there was no body in the grave. And then you guys were all interrupted when a shadowy figure pushed a gravestone from a great height upon all of you. And all of you managed to avoid injury, escape harm and injury.
Except for Simon.
Except for Simon, who took a blow to his shoulder, so he's got a pretty serious minor injury. So but he's okay. He's okay. He's still managing. You're still managing to hobble around.
That injury again? Like
it was the most serious of the minor injuries. He scored a 3, which would have pushed him from slight injury to I can't remember what the next one is, but he's just got a minor injury.
Okay, gotcha.
To his shoulder and upper arm, but you can do quiet magic and stuff, so you're pretty much okay. It's not much of an impediment to you.
Got us.
And
a flesh wound.
Bit of a flesh wound. And then Friar Amaro and Berengar were mysteriously just thrown out of harm's way by supernatural forces. And you determined that this, after you'd all got your composure back again, you saw this shadowy figure running off into the night towards the river, and so you pursued it and caused it to trip and fall and shatter its skull and die, and you discovered that it was the simple-minded hunchback brother Nualis. And then Father Tanchus, who is probably Father Tankus, but we'll stick with Tanchus now at this point, came along and asked you to, and of course was heartbroken at the sight of his dead assistant, and asked you to wrap him in cloths and help carry him back to the church. And I believe we just ended on that note. You'd also learned of the healer in the village by the name of Matthias. And I know Simon was interested in him, the man who only treats men and animals, and not women.
Yeah, he's not well regarded, right? We got some stanky looks when we were talking about him.
You also learned of some witches who live in the woods.
But they are several days away.
Who have truck with the women. So does anyone have any questions, or shall we continue as to where we were? Have I missed anything that you guys wanted to recap?
Just to so it's still night of directly after
after you guys killed the hunchback, yes.
Directly afterwards. Okay, perfect.
Yep.
With media res.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that we killed the hunchback.
The hunchback.
Well, you wouldn't say that.
Weren't you first on the scene, Guy?
Haven't you already shot one living creature in the neck?
What? No, wait, hold on.
Yeah, Guy is the killer here.
Wait, no, we do not get to do this.
No. It's
the Middle Ages, baby. We can absolutely do that.
It was clearly a tragic accident.
Okay, thank you.
Unfortunately, no one else but you guys witnessed it. So
Well, yeah, but I'm a knight. Whatever.
you're a knight hanging out with a bunch of wizards.
So
Okay.
And the man of the cloth just died.
So you all make your way into the church, and Father Tanchus leads you into the rectory and directs you to lay Brother Wallace's body on one of the tables there. And then he fidgets around. He grabs a book. He grabs a stole and chasuble and starts putting them on. And then he picks up his aspersorium, and he tells you that he wishes to keep vigil and pray for Brother Wallace's soul, and you're all free to go to bed, but if anyone wishes to stay, they can stay, but he's quite happy to do it by himself.
I will absolutely share the vigil with him.
Well, that's fair enough. What about, does anybody else, or do the rest of you want to rest up for the morning?
I'm
It's
into it.
it's very late at night.
Yeah.
why?
wants to rest.
Why? What was he doing? Why did he push those things over on us? What was that about?
Oh, you must remember that Brother Wallace is such a simple soul. He probably thought you were diabolists. Or perhaps
Is that a problem around here?
I do not know.
Yes, why would he be thinking that?
with all of your talk of grave robbing and dead bodies, he may have just simply panicked. And who knows what goes on in the mind of a simpleton.
I'm sorry. Did we say something about grave robbing? I don't recall saying anything about grave robbing.
Yes, you absolutely. Yes, you absolutely did. In the presence of this poor simple boy.
Oh, did we now? No, actually, but seriously, did we?
No, I had to have, man. I have not been playing it cool.
Yeah. No, I think we raised the concern that grave robbers might be working in the area. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you must remember that he was such a simple child.
This stinks, but I'm dropping it for the moment.
Yeah.
I'm probably in a corner quietly blubbering to myself.
Okay, so who's staying in the church and who's going back to the guest?
I'll be staying in the
guest room. Guest room.
Yeah, I'm going with Simon.
Yeah, I'll go back to the guest room. I don't think my presence will help here.
Well, night all. See you all in the morning.
Yeah.
So, Friar Amaro, you just take a pew, I assume, and
yeah, where's the body?
Oh yeah, you're in the rectory. So
okay,
you take a chair. You can just sit in a chair, and Father Tankus just reads from his book and sprinkles holy water on the body of Brother Wallace, and he just does this throughout the night. He sits every half hour or so, quietly prays again, and then once again sprinkles holy water.
I will.
And this continues throughout the night.
I will assist him in any way that my background would deem appropriate.
Oh, your assistance. You offer your assistance, but he says assistance is not necessary. He thanks you.
Okay,
but
then
I will. He says that sadly he has had to perform these many times in recent weeks.
Then I'll spend my time praying.
Okay. And this continues throughout the night. And then as sunrise comes up, Father Tanchus says that, his vigil is done, and he's just going to rest until noon, and then he'll perform a funeral service.
Okay, I will head back to the guest house with the intent of doing the same and then attending the funeral service at noon.
Okay.
Do I end up... How does exhaustion work in this?
Oh, we're not going to worry about it.
Okay.
We just I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so it's the morning, and you have all awoken.
All right. Well, I want to bring up. I want to bring up to everyone. Is it? I mean, do we want to accept for certain that he was just confused and that's why he tried to apparently kill us all, or do we need to investigate further if there's more to his motivation here?
I would definitely be talking to, like, I feel as though Gertima would, like, maybe only feel like she could talk to Simon, you know, like she might be a little intellectual elitist about it, but like something is extraordinarily fishy. We got interrupted when he apparently did a successful spell in the graveyard. I would definitely be asking him about that. I guess maybe Damon, you could wrap it up as quickly as if you just like, if you tell me that you explain what you saw or something.
So Simon can't explain it. He wants to go back to the graveyard and test casting another spell to see what happens.
I think that'd be fine.
Okay, so are you all doing that, or?
I would spend the morning resting if I can.
Okay, it's still quite early in the morning. You know, the funeral service isn't due to start for another couple of hours. So
I'd like to go down by the river and maybe take Jacques the Poacher with me, and just see if he was running towards something, or if he was just running away from us, or if we could see anything he might have been running to.
Okay. Okay.
Anyone else have plans? Sir Guy, washing the blood off of your hands for this heinous crime.
Right. I think Guy's decision is going to be based on like whether or not Gutma and Simon invited him along or not.
Simon would not have invited anybody else along other than Gertima.
Fair.
Which does not mean you wouldn't be welcome. He's genuinely a friendly guy. It's just that he wouldn't think casting magic would be of any interest except to another wizard.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
You probably also don't want to attract too much attention to yourselves. So the smaller group there, the better.
And if he is big on church rites and rituals, we'd honestly probably encourage him to go to the funeral or what have you, the services.
I mean, I don't really want to, though. I don't want to go to that guy's funeral. Why are we going to this guy's funeral? I don't understand.
Well, I think you're all going to have to pay your respects at the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
It's
the least we can do.
Serious question: is that like, would that be completely out of character for me to even like question that? Like, I'm just not used to the time period. Because the Guy in my brain is like, no, I don't care. I'm not going to that guy's funeral. Why would I do that?
Because I think that the Christianity aspect is going to override the personal involvement, I think.
Okay. The church is everything in the 13th century.
Gotcha.
It's the absolute power.
And it's more for the priest, I think. He's been so hospitable to us.
Jesus.
Well, and just in general, we can't. There's a big echo. We can't overstate just how much everybody believes in God and everything about it.
And it's coming from Cam, the echo, it looks like.
It is coming from Cam.
Yeah.
Okay, it stopped now anyway. So he's muted.
Yeah.
We'll keep muted, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so we're going to the funeral. That's great. So
Okay.
you'd probably just tag along to the river.
Okay, yeah. Sergei, would you like? I wonder if he was running away from us or towards something along the river. Would
So are
you
we
like to
playing?
accompany
We're
Jacques the
playing you.
Poacher and I?
We're playing you guys first, then.
It's up to. Oh, I don't. I have no preference.
That's fine.
And
That's
if you
fine.
just want to give us a roll that there's, or tell us there's nothing there, that's fine. But yeah, we can go and investigate.
So you head down. You head down towards the river,
Yes.
and you're looking. You're looking along the bank there, and still you come to the spot where Brother Noalis fell, and there's just still
Gore.
fresh blood and gore
Ugh.
on the rock. There's nothing else to report. Are you're looking for anything unusual?
Yeah, I guess I would
So far?
I would ask Jacques the Poacher to look around and see if there's any sign of anything hidden here, or a boat, or a secret path he might have been running toward.
Does
Or...
he have any kind of let me see. Would he need to roll for anything out of the ordinary? I don't even would he?
Oh, he's just.
I
good at
guess we
looking
go
for
with
that.
let's just go with a perception roll
Okay, so that's
of yeah, let's just say like a 6.
all right. So exclamation point roll.
And then you have roll d10
Oh yeah.
or roll 1d10
D10 plus perception.
2 is your perception.
Nope, that didn't work. Wait, hold on.
Lowercase roll, I think.
Oh, lowercase. You're right. Thank you.
Dice Maiden is so
This is
choosy.
my favorite
Fussy.
part of the podcast.
This is my favorite part of the podcast.
Yeah, just a 5.
All right.
Oh, so it fails, but it's close enough. But no, you don't really notice anything
Right.
unusual other than the blood and the gore.
Okay. Well, it's possible there's nothing to see here, Sergei. What do you think? You may have just been running away in panic if Father Tankerman was right.
I suppose, but he would be running towards something. Out of character. If based on using just our imagination, was he running like towards a particular part of town, or what do we know is in that direction that he was running?
It's the river, right? And he died on the river bank.
Yeah, on the river
right?
bank. As you look further down the river, and you can see the bridge that spans it.
Okay.
And as you're looking towards the bridge, you notice a woman hurry down from the road to the village, and then she goes down along the bank of the river by the bridge, and then she gives a glance in your direction and notices you, and then she hurries quickly under the bridge and vanishes from sight under the bridge. You can't quite see under the entire bridge. She just kind of disappears into the shadows.
She's a troll wife.
Shush, have you fucking read this already? God damn it. Yeah,
Becky.
you're all troll wives and you all marry them. You all become troll bitches.
Nice.
I did not see that
I
coming.
go to cross her bridge.
First, you gotta answer the riddle, Damon.
I'll shrug towards
Yellow.
Sergei and gesture toward the bridge, shall we?
Yes, actually, just for clarification, did she seem suspicious or like?
I mean, she scuttled away from you.
She was quite a distance away, but she seemed alarmed upon spying you.
Okay, our presence alarmed her.
Well,
Okay.
also the fact that there's some out of sight place under the bridge. I mean, we're looking. I'm in my head looking for someplace that Luizo might have gone. Sorry, I'm not getting the names here.
Noalis?
Yeah, him.
Noalis.
Noalis might have gone, and there's a secret hidey spot looking thing, and It's
Yeah,
an hour till the funeral anyway, so let's go check it out.
Yeah,
Pretty
fuck yeah,
good
man.
thinking for
Well,
a bard.
I didn't mean a secret hiding spot. I just meant just
Out of
by
sight.
the shadow of the bridge
Alright.
itself.
Well, if nothing else, there's a troll down there, so we should at least investigate
There you
that.
go.
Yeah, fuck yeah, let's go check
we
that
need
out.
to fuck up her husband patrol.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We'll
So
saunter carefully
and-
down the riverbank.
So
Yeah.
it's Guy and
Berenguer and
Berenguer
Jacques along.
and Jacques.
Riding shotgun,
Okay, and
riding
so
longbow.
so you come to the bridge and it's very much it's a dry stone arched bridge, very rustic, which is just made up of just huge rocks that have all been set in place, and then smaller stones and whatever. It's the same as every bridge
Mhm.
in the area. It's just a bog standard arch stone bridge.
But this is the one that's nearby.
Mhm. And one can walk down underneath it in part?
Yes, there's a slight, there's still some a slight bank of just dirt and grass that goes under it, on both sides of the river.
Sure.
And then the river just curves and continues on. And then on either side of the bridge, there's a fairly steep climb, but not too much, and that brings you up to the path of the village.
I'll give a glance down under the bridge, see if there's anything notable there, and if not, probably just head on back.
So who's this?
Sorry, Berenguer. I will say I as Berenguer, since I'm playing him mainly, and Jacques is just in backup grog
Okay.
mode today.
Well, then again, we're gonna need a perception,
Okay.
and it'll just be a 6 again. So
Okay.
it'll be you have a perception of 1.
1 for Berenguer, yeah.
Mhm.
Plus 1. Damn it.
And you don't
Yeah.
notice anything.
Okay. Well, we may be chasing, as they say, the wild geese, Sir Guy.
How do you say the wild goose is cooked?
Well, nothing for it.
And the woman is has vanished.
She's vanished
gone?
is a bit
Well, I
much
mean,
of a
she's
word. She's
long
nowhere
gone.
to be seen. She's not in sight. No,
Okay.
she's nowhere in sight.
Well,
So
apart
wait,
from
where'd
this,
Go
apart from the
back.
mysterious vanishing troll wife, I don't see anything of interest here.
Yeah, so we didn't see her go anywhere. I'm confused.
No, you just saw her go into the shadows under the bridge.
Is it
Ostensibly
reasonable?
back out the other side.
Yeah, is it reasonable that we lost sight of the other side?
Oh, it's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't clear on that.
It's not all that magical.
Okay. If it was
Or
something
is
where
it?
she went under and we didn't see her again and we should have, that's a different kettle of fish.
Horse of a different color.
Yep, let's head back.
You do
Okay.
notice that you did not see her among the villagers on the previous day.
Hmm.
Huh.
I'll give you that.
I didn't recognize her. Did you?
Nor I. Did she look witch-like at all from a distance?
Big turnip strapped to her nose.
A little bit lighter than wood. Might have turned someone into a newt.
You know the kind.
Just the river being here so convenient to the grave, and then the body you all found washed downriver.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll ponder if you want to cut over to the mages now, and I guess we'll saunter back.
Okay, we'll go back to the two magi, and you guys are in the graveyard. So what you doing, Simon?
Well, I'd like to start by just casting an Intelligo beam spell just to see if there's just magic here in general that would explain what's happening here. What could possibly have overcome, the divine aura here that we clearly sense. So, would that be okay for me to try?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah,
So-
I can try to help, but I don't have any Veem.
I don't either. But honestly, my other spell also shouldn't have succeeded at all.
That's true.
So this is really just kind of a shot in the dark. So
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and spend a fatigue level to make this as best as possible.
Mhm.
Let's see here. So I'm going to add. What am I going to add in here for Intelligoweem? All right, divide by 2. I get an 8.
Nice.
And you also need to roll 3 botch die.
Okay, here they come. No botches.
No
Nice.
botches.
Hey.
And however, your 8 is unfortunately a -1
Okay.
due to strong Dominion aura.
But when I cast, okay, so if I do the same thing I did last night, which is Intelligo Corpus, this is going to succeed outrageously well. Let's just try it again. It's going to be, sorry, hold on, wait for it.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's exciting.
No.
Here it comes. Divide by 2, 12.
So you have 12, and you need to roll 3 botch.
3 botch, right. Here they come. Nope.
And your 12 is actually a 3.
So in other words, I'm not sensing the same kind of success I did last night.
No, you are not. You're sensing what you would expect to find in a Christian churchyard.
Yeah, in other words, magic is terrible.
A strong Dominion aura.
Okay.
I'm buffering.
Becky, are you familiar with this whole aura thing?
I am completely in the dark. It's just I kind of
Becky-
relegated it to that's some wizard shit.
Becky
Various-
Brinkman has gathered that the power of Christianity and the Lord has dominion over this place, which cancels
Mhm.
out my kind of pagan
Mhm.
sorcerer shit.
It'll do pretty much any magic, yeah. Any
Yeah.
Parma magic, isn't that what it is?
So that was lifted last night in order for Simon to get off a good spell, but even the same spell is not working right now because of what so it was an unexpected fluke that it worked last night,
Right.
but it's truly just a fluke. It's not happening now.
That's right.
Okay. That my regular human brain is just processing in real time. I'm just chewing on it. I don't.
Yeah, I have to admit, I am completely flummoxed here. Where is Wallace's body?
It's still in the rectory inside the church.
Is there anybody maybe it doesn't matter. Because I can be very subtle and quiet about this. So I'm gonna go into the I say I wanted to call you Gwendolyn. You're not Gwendolyn.
Me, Gertima?
Gertima. Would you please escort me inside to the rectory and we can pay our respects to Wallace?
Yes, of course.
And
Yes.
as you're walking towards the church, the front door opens and Father Tangus is there to greet you.
Wow.
And he bids you good morning.
Good morning.
And says that he is venturing down into the village to get some men to come back and dig a grave for Brother Wallace and help carry him out for the funeral. And that he should be back in, within the hour.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay, and so you two are in the church, and then you go on into the rectory.
Yep.
So you go into the rectory, and it was as it was the night before, and the body of Brother Wallace is laid out on the table, one of the tables, with his hands crossed across his chest.
So right
Looking
here in a church.
quite peaceable.
So right here in a church, casting hermetic magic should be.
You cut out, Damon?
That's what
Lost you
happens
there.
when you try to cast in a church, bro.
There.
Discord just dropped out on me for about 3 seconds there. So, but
We got when you cast in a church.
yeah, when I
Well,
cast
okay.
it should be even worse. It should be even harder.
It's gonna be minus 15 and
Yep.
5
Jesus.
botch dice.
I'm just gonna make the I'm gonna make this the Intelligo Corpus check again, just to see, like, is this a body in front of me?
Yeah, if I did the same thing, would it be any good? Would it help, or would it just be a different roll?
No, it would be a different. You can't combine.
No.
You can't combine your power.
But it would be worthwhile, like if I did really well.
So I got a 12 on the result, and you're saying that it's 5 botch dice?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. What could go wrong? Nothing goes wrong.
Wow.
Oh wait, zeros are botched. Sorry.
Yep. But you're still at a -3.
Huh.
So, okay. So in other words, it didn't succeed, and there's no special thing here. What the heck? What does he have on? What's he wearing? Was he wearing what he was wearing last night?
He's just wearing his robes, and then he is also got the sheets that the winding sheets that he was brought in.
This is gonna be a long shot, and maybe
and then
kind of.
there's nothing. Go ahead.
Oh, I was I want to move and see if, like, on his shoulders or chest or his upper arms, if he's got like symbols carved on him or something weird. It's a long shot, but just like I feel, I don't know. I feel very. I think my frustration would be Gertima's like intense curiosity, like how do we get this open? So.
Okay.
Make sure there's nobody around while you're
that's just
defiling
gonna
the
be a physical examination.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because
nothing magical in any way. Okay, so yeah, you roll up his sleeves and loosen the top of his robe, and no, you don't. You find no unusual markings of any kind. He's
Good thought,
unblemished.
Yeah.
I think I would like to investigate the spot where the stone was pushed down onto me, and where he was at that point.
Yeah, what the hell was he doing there anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
I know I'm not there, but
Okay. So you're leaving?
I guess, yeah. How did he get up to that spot?
Oh, well, okay. So
Can you
you're
get up
going
there
to the
from the inside?
you're going to the sepulcher of Aimardo Lazare.
If you say so, that's what it's called.
Okay.
that's what the kids are calling it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the
I
Cirque
want
du
to point
Soleil.
out you guys never actually examined it before.
No,
True.
no,
So
It was
so
dark.
I just a second ago I thought, like, well, we should check out the gravestone to see if there's anything etched on it. But like, it's probably
Father Tanchus actually comes back. Father Tanchus comes back with 4 men from the village, and 2 of them go with him into the church, and another 2 begin digging a grave nearby. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
So so you examine the sepulcher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's the base of the tomb. It's just like a 10-foot by 6-foot by 5-foot stone box, and then it's just got relief sculpture carved all over it with crosses and such, and various religious symbols of just various Christian religious symbols. You're not familiar with all of them, but then on either side of it, there are these narrow, steep steps that lead upwards.
Mhm. I like the sound of those steps.
Okay, so you're going up the steps?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do they lead up to?
What isn't that?
Okay.
Because he was up above us, right? And he pushed a stone
Mhm.
down on us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So up
So you go to the top of the steps, and it's just essentially a large stone platform. You're just on top of that great box. It's still covered in religious symbols, and then there's just a broken section where a large tombstone had once stood and had clearly just been pushed over, and now as you look down, it lies on the ground 10 feet below you.
So this is a porch that someone made on top of a small mausoleum or a large sarcophagus, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're on the porch above that raised
Yeah.
burial.
Mm-hmm.
And the stone that got pushed over on us, there's it was the only one like it up here. There's not like a copy.
No, there's nothing else. And the stone, you can see from up here that it says Imardo Lazare Sur de Vizay on it. And then it's got his date of death on there.
When was that?
It was 35 years ago.
Who was Amardo Lazar?
And he lived to the ripe old age of 57.
Pretty good. Pretty good for a Monday.
Who was Amardo Lazar?
Who was Imardo Lazare?
Yeah.
Am I privy to just tell you that?
I don't know.
I suppose
Maybe I know it, maybe I don't.
Sure, why not?
I mean, at worst, we could ask the priest.
Yes, we can always ask the priest.
Yeah, you could. I'll tell you, because you'll probably just ask the priest anyway. The church grounds formerly belonged to a knight by the name of Imardo Lazare de Vizay. Good Sir Imardo died a bachelor 35 winters ago.
You know what that means.
With
So he's
neither
an incel.
child nor clear heir. And his will left provision for his meager personal estate to be given over to the church. His own humble manor was torn down, and in its place a church erected and devoted to Lazarus, Imardo's own personal patron. This was done and paid for with funds left for the purpose by the deceased. On the foundations of the old manor house were built a church and rectory. And Imardo was the first to be buried in the new church graveyard. And then the guest house is the oldest building on the church grounds, and it was originally the house of the knight's gardener, and it's been refurbished to serve as a fairly comfortable hostel. That's it.
Lazarus. People rising from the dead. I'm sure it's just a coincidence.
That's what we believe here in Game Land. Coincidence. Okay.
So this tombstone that was thrown down, like, can I tell that it used to rest up here, or maybe it was carried up here, which would be kind of strange, but
No, it originally just stood atop where you were. You can see where it was originally affixed and broken and pushed off.
okay. So yeah, it was actually stuck in place and it was broken
Yeah.
off.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah,
just by the force of Brother Nwali's pushing it.
I think that it was an opportunistic thing. Like, if he had been digging, he would have hit us with a shovel, but he just ran up on us, so he pushed the gravestone over.
Where it landed, Like, is there anything notable about the spot on the ground it landed?
It
Like,
landed
it's
on
direct-
it landed on Helene's grave.
Right on Helene's.
Helene's grave. She was buried at the foot of Sir Imardo's sepulcher.
Simon, what do you make of there not being a body in her grave? Like, have we talked about that yet?
I've just assumed, Gertima, that that either one of two things. Either it's like, remember I mentioned that she has all this dirt under her fingernails, right? Like I have these awful images in my head of her clawing her way out of the ground because she was buried alive. I can't escape that feeling.
Hey.
But we're talking about Lazarus here now, and potential diabolism. So maybe we're talking about corpses being reanimated.
Yeah, I mean, who would we think who we would talk to about that is probably the sticking point question that we've been.
Well, I'd be interested to talk to the healer in town, Matthias.
Oh yeah.
Who notably does not treat anybody other than men and animals.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. Yeah, I think that'll be the next move.
But I admit to not feeling very clever here in this situation. I'm not sure I know what's going on.
Yeah, I just don't know where to look next. Or like, yeah.
Well, I'll make my way back to, I guess, the church for the funeral. Oh, and wake up. Did Friar Garçon, did you take a nap to catch up with your all-nighter?
Yes, I did.
So I'll plan on waking you up just before the funeral begins.
The bell of the church begins to
that ought to do the trick then.
The bell of the church begins to toll.
Do I need to roll a perception check to wake up?
No.
Okay.
Father Garçon's a heavy sleeper.
The bell of the church begins to toll, and
heavy about everything.
All of the villagers begin to assemble and start making their way down the trail towards the church, into the churchyard. And some of them are looking at you very warily. And the church doors open, and Father Tanchus leads a procession out. 4 men carry the body of Brother Nualis. And the crowd parts and allows them to walk towards the newly dug grave. And the body is placed into the grave. And Father Tanchus begins whispering a quiet liturgy over the grave, and everything seems quite unremarkable. Everyone's heads are bowed in respect.
I think we're gonna have to wind up watching this grave.
Yeah, I'm going to just try to survey the people gathered here to see if anybody's looking shifty or particularly distraught or, acting out of the ordinary in any way.
Troll wifery.
Troll wifery, for example.
Oh, you see the mother and daughter who Simon cured of the pox yesterday. Both seem to have made a full recovery and are
That's
there.
good.
Willa and Rostagnus. She's managed to somehow get Rostagnus from his house all the way up to here. And then there are some others there. There's Matthias the healer is there. Who you haven't yet met, but he is there. There's Alba and Joffrey the Almagaver. There's Alphonse Host, who runs the small inn they call it an inn, but however, there's Arnold. There's a lot of children and some other women, and they kind of, when they see you looking at them, they tend to look away or look
Mhm.
down.
I
And
would.
some of them are
It's okay. It's Berengar the
some
Bard.
of them are whispering and nudging to each other. No, they don't look. They don't. It's not like look, it's really him kind of look they're giving you.
It's a little bit bad.
I would.
I mean,
take
let's be honest with
the-
ourselves, ladies.
I'd take the time to go over to Willa and Restagnus and do the normal at a funeral small talk with them.
Okay.
He looks
Um,
so peaceful.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't.
He probably doesn't. He looked pretty ratchet in real life, though, too. So I don't know.
And Father Tagus continues quietly saying his words over the grave, and then nods to the grave diggers, and they begin to fill in the grave. And then he turns to the crowd and he thanks everyone for coming, and he says that they're now going to hold just a wake in the churchyard for which everyone is welcome to stay, and he'll provide a tankard of his finest wine to share with the villagers, as everyone was so kind to come for Brother Wallace's remembrance. And so a few people wander away to tend to their cattle or whatever, but well, a lot of villagers are still sticking around for mostly for the free wine.
Mhm.
And then Martina, the young girl who Gertima and Simon met yesterday, on their way to the Pox house,
Yeah.
Run.
enthusiastically runs up to Gertima, and her mother is desperately trying to pull her back. And Martina says excitedly, "Did you murder Nwales?" And
Murder's such an ugly word.
No.
and her mother pulls her away.
That's palpable.
So, and you're just making small talk. The villagers are still a bit wary of you. They're not quite sure what to make of you.
With Father Tangius's permission, I'll play, inobtrusive, mournful music in the background at the post-show gathering,
That's fine.
the after bar.
Yeah, there's like nobody's like, you get the sense that nobody's really eyeing you with a huge amount of suspicion,
Mhm.
at least not openly. But there seems to be like a general mystification about what happened, and they are all. It's very much the hot topic of the town, of the village. And the thing is, no one in the village particularly liked Noalis, and it's
Because of the hunch.
Yeah, the usual. And his strange manner of death has only increased his kind of bizarre reputation.
That's reasonable.
So, yeah, and they're wondering, if he had, if, perhaps he was connected with this body that was found, or if perhaps maybe you're connected with the body. So there's quite a bit of confusion and suspicion, but there's also some fairly drunken good-naturedness, especially due towards Simon, as he has cured 2 people of the pox in their village. So He's looked upon with great favor.
It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
That means
So-
that for once I am not hanging out next to Simon.
So, I mean,
Can I,
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Can I make an intrigue gossip roll just to generally sort of work the crowd and see if I can get any good gossip from them?
Sure.
Okay, so I've got gossip and
Good roll.
communication. Would that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so that'll be a plus. So it'll be +6, and that's my specialty. I don't know what specialties do. But
They
gossip
give you a
is
+1.
10. So +3, 6, 7 then. Okay.
Oof. So,
Okay.
someone tells you that Simon has angered at least 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
That Matthias, the healer,
Uh-huh.
was furious to hear of Anna and Matilda's healing at the hands of this stranger, this Englishman of all things, and apparently Matthias went on a drunken rampage last night.
He just gets so
Interesting.
angry.
He was just so angry. And then someone else had said that they heard that Laura Midwife had shown up at the village in order to attend to the mother and daughter. But when she found out that someone had already healed them, she made her way out of the village as quickly as possible.
Interesting.
Because she's not a popular visitor, particularly with the men.
Interesting. Is she was she referred to as one of the witches from outside of town, or is she just a local midwife doing midwifery?
Are you going to push for? I think you should.
Who's? Okay,
You're pushing for more in-depth
Okay.
information here.
Yeah.
You
So
get it
she
right,
wasn't
yeah.
something who had been mentioned yet. Okay. Yeah, I'll push for more. Yeah.
I'm very into midwives. Tell me more about her.
Midwives. That's hot.
Oh.
No.
Hashtag midwife.
No. Okay. 1d10. Yeah. Laura the midwife. Who is she? I will ask and roll my. Am I still gossiping? I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Dish girl.
Spill the tea. Wow, I just rolled
Another
nothing but
10.
3 + 7s. Well, I got +7 going on with my specialty, so it's pretty. And,
Dang.
yeah, this is what I'm built for in many ways, apart from playing the tunes.
That's great.
Okay, what can I learn about Laura the midwife?
Well,
Midwife?
Midwife.
the men that you speak to have a very poor opinion of the midwife. They just refer to them as just odd hermit spinsters who just live out in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
But the women, the women believe in their herbs and potions and pagan pokery and
Ugh, ladies,
You know,
am I
whatever.
right?
Off diver.
yeah, it's like
All
real
right.
women stuff.
Okay.
So and then the women you ask about
Mhm.
it,
Oh, we love
Just
it when
kind
they
of-
come around.
they
It's very stimulating to
they
fight.
become quite tight-lipped and aloof when you raise the question of
Okay.
the midwives.
Okay, so I think that's probably going to be that'll be a wall that I probably can't get past. I'm going to sidle over to Simon and Gertima if they're hanging out, if I can catch them at any point, and just
Mhm.
pass on that Matthias the healer was very in a rage. Simon, that you had healed them, and that Laura, the midwife, one of the hermits, apparently lives outside of town, skedaddled right quick when she heard about it. So just I'll pass on the basics of
And
what I just heard to both of them.
I will add that I said this also, that she had arrived in the village to attend to
right, yeah.
to
So they were her patients in a certain sense, yeah.
You know what?
Anna and Matilda.
Okay.
If I caught wind that this like outside woman healer who lives a hermetic lifestyle, like I mean actually hermeted, not hermetic like we're hermetic, I would volunteer to go talk to her. I would probably take one of the burlies with me. But I think I would pretty immediately, like, I want to get out of here. So I think I would go to Simon and be like, I want to investigate this midwife business. I'm going to take, I don't know, Guy or Shot.
But supposedly they live days from here.
Oh, days?
Mhm.
Frick.
We might be able to overtake her if she was just here last night, basically.
Yeah, if she was just here on foot and I had do I have a horse or do we have a donkey?
Well, the donkey's going to be scared of you, babe.
Nuh-uh, not me. Not with animals.
Oh, yeah?
She's good with you.
Oh, word?
Oh, word?
We could send,
okay. I want to
send Jacques with you to help track her down.
You could also perhaps interrogate some of the women of the village. I did say that they became quite tight-lipped when Berengar asked them.
Yeah, I don't think that would go well. I mean, I've been catching stares since I got here. I think that I'd have pretty clear expectation of how like chit-chatting would go. Which is why I'm very grateful for Berengar. I would definitely thank him for that for me. Okay, that was my only idea.
Simon?
I'm gonna go. I mean, Matthias is what interests him.
Yeah.
Tread lightly, my friend.
Yeah, because he's a healer at heart. Simon is, and the fact that Matthias is pissed that he healed somebody, like he can't let that go right now.
Yeah.
He's got to go confront him about this.
Yeah.
So you're gonna approach Matthias?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go right up to him.
Well, Matthias sees you approaching, and he just tosses his goblet into the dirt and just storms off towards the village. He just shoots you a scathing look of disgust and just storms off to the village.
Hold, good sir.
He just ignores you.
I'll continue following him then. I see no reason to not follow him.
Okay.
Wherever he goes, I go.
Simon?
What's that?
Should we be worried about Simon?
I think perhaps someone should follow to make sure nothing goes amiss.
Yeah. Guy finishes off his goblet and sets it down and starts after them.
Yeah.
Ain't no way I'm hanging out here at the party by myself. Party, awake, whatever.
Yeah, I think if it comes to blows, Sir Guy would be better restraining a healer than I.
Okay. Well, Matthias disappears into his house and slams the door behind him. And you all you all arrive at the door.
No, I wasn't going. Just I think Sir Guy was following.
Yes. So I think as soon as Guy is able to catch up to Simon, he's going to put his hand on Simon's shoulder and say, "I think he doesn't want to speak to you."
Oh, that's clear. But I intend to speak to him.
What is to be gained here? I'm sorry.
So Matthias,
so the
will
two
you
of
come
you
out to speak?
No, be gone.
Why should I? We can work together to help heal your village.
I was healing this village just fine until you came along.
but
You
not
were
women.
healing about a third of it.
Oh, hi,
Not
good.
women and not children.
I said it was there.
Oh, did you?
The witches tend to the women and children.
They really? Why this split?
The door cracks open, and he just looks you up and down drunkenly and says, "Because that's how it is. That's how it's always been. I treat men, I treat animals. Women are too complicated."
I see.
Ah, man, this guy seems great.
I'm curious. I know the pox has been infecting this village. How many have died of it that were men, and how many that have died that have been women and children?
2 men, 1 boy, 1 girl. I attended to both men and the boy, and I could help none of them.
It is a difficult.
But of
disease.
course, you know that. Laura Midwife, the witch, attended to the girl.
I see.
And to your 2 miracle workers.
Interesting. Okay.
And you can see into his house from there, and
Yeah.
it's like large and odoriferous, and it's filled with bowls and herbs hanging to dry from the rafters, and there's lots of there's tables with knives and cauterizing irons. And
Does
just
this look more or less
bandages
like standard fare to my eyes?
and other implements? It's standard. It's a mix between physic and butcher.
Well, what I mean is like, oh yeah, this guy's a legit, healer.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he's this pudgy, balding guy with a beard. He's just in a really bad mood, but he's got this really kind of slick, insinuating manner about him. He's like a medieval douche.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a douchebag. All I'm trying to divine is like whether I can determine just based on what I see beyond him in the portal here. Like, yeah, these are the tools that I would expect someone to have.
If he
this
was
is the kind
even
of work
like,
I would expect them to do.
Even if he was a crappy healer, he would have this kind of stuff.
Yeah, this is what 13th century, health
So you
looks
could
like.
he at least is trying to the best of his ability for being.
Maybe you want to roll a perception.
I'll try that. Perception. I don't know that I have. I mean, I have like. I guess I don't really have a whole lot of other skills that are really handy.
Well, what are you looking for in particular here?
I'm just trying to understand like whether this equipment and the herbs and stuff like this looks like. Yes, a non-magical person would have these things if they were trying to go about.
Yes.
Yeah. So this looks correct to me. In other words.
So cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I wanted to know.
Looks
like,
legit.
Yeah, looks legit. I just want to make sure that, he's not killing anybody because he's genuinely an idiot. Like this, to the best of our understanding of how health and medicine works in these days, that looks right.
He asks what you're doing in the village anyway.
Well, it's a difficult question.
And what's your interest in how many have died from the pox and who treated who?
Well, we're trying to understand why perhaps one of the unfortunate victims of the pox is no longer in their grave.
Oh, Matthias goes pale at this and just blesses himself
Oh, okay.
and says that's this is surely witchcraft.
Perhaps.
This sounds like the work of. It sounds like the work. It does not sound like the work of Laura Midwife, but which I wouldn't put it past her. They dance naked in the moonlight with the devil, you know.
Who does it sound like? If it doesn't sound like the midwife, who does it sound like?
I know not who you people are.
Fair.
In this village, I can think of no one. No one. Everyone in this village is a good Christian soul.
But outside of this village?
Outside of this village, other than the witches, are
Yes.
other good Christian souls. On market day, good Christian souls.
All right.
Well, in the spirit of Christianity, Mateus, if you need help ministering to some of these people, I would be willing to help you once in a while.
I need not your help.
I bow my head.
I don't need a showman making a fool of me.
Ooh.
These people think little of me enough already. I don't need you making me seem shitter.
Whoa! All right.
You've damaged my reputation enough just by being here. With your faith healery and your magic shows.
Gertima steps back away from the porch. She is out of here. She is taking a couple of steps away.
I feel like with each session you find a way for Gertima to just like nope out of something.
Well,
I'm sorry.
She's just like, I'm not touching it.
Fuck this, but I can't right now. Because if this was D&D, I'd be using what is it? Lift the dangling puppet to just like hold him to the ceiling to get some information out of him, but it's not D&D. That would go very, very, very poorly for me and my party if I started doing shit like that.
I've got that. Rise of the Feathery Body, but we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, there's no one around. Everyone's at the funeral.
And he already doesn't like you.
It'll stay super quiet.
Like you.
Yeah, but I'll whisper here to Gertima. I'm like, I don't really know that he's got any other useful information. Do you think so?
I don't know what to think. No, he seems like a bigot and an idiot, but not a murderer or a diabolist.
That sounds like
If diabolists are afoot, check with the witches. I'm sure the women will tell you where they are. If you can wring it out of them.
Well, thank you for your time, Mateus. My offer still stands.
He just slams the door in your face.
Okay.
And you just hear him stumbling over, knocking shit over.
I see that the villagers are in good hands.
Drunkenly.
He laughs a little bit and says, that guy's an asshole.
Piss ass. God,
what next, gang?
The witches are the ones that are a few days away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think we need to travel a few days away.
I think we need to travel a few days away.
Was there some talk about maybe talking to the women folk?
Sure, start with that while we're here.
Honestly, I would expect Berengar to be doing the rest of the. I'm not going to be able to dish with the ladies.
Should we reconvene? I assume the funeral party is winding down nowish, or by now, Colin.
Yeah, there are still some people remaining at the churchyard. Anna and Matilda, who Simon cured of the pox, are still talking to Father Tantus.
Tiny truth.
That's interesting.
And there are, some other stray wine aficionados.
How about this? When When they finish talking, the mother and daughter finish talking to the priest. Can I introduce them? I'll introduce myself to them as a friend of Simon's, who I assume they're feeling good about, and ask them about the treatment that Laura the midwife had been offering them. Maybe they're among the women of the village. If they're well disposed to our party, they might actually speak where the others didn't. Is my hope.
Oh yeah, okay. Worth a
Long
shot.
Okay.
So I'll ask nicely and respectfully, like.
Mhm.
I'm not going to try to guile this one out of them.
No, just like, what was it like before?
Hmm.
What were the horrible things that they did to you before you were truly healed?
I mean, it may be
know.
that she just offered whatever treatment she had, but
Girl stuff.
did was there any devil worship involved, that kind of thing? I wouldn't actually say devil worship though.
Tomfoolery.
Mm-hmm.
Anything
Jiggery pokery.
Were there any shenanigans of note, good lady?
Shenanigans.
That's my next band, Jiggery Pokery.
And the shenanigans.
Well, you're in France, so I believe it's shenanigan. Shenanigan.
Yeah, so I'll just ask them, and I'm not going to try to pry it out of them, but just if they're willing to volunteer anything about the treatment that Laura had offered. Again, dropping the good name of Simon, who just healed their asses.
And the rest of them.
Hey.
I wish it was just my ass that got the
Are you making that roll?
What kind of roll do you want in this situation?
It's the one you've been rolling all along.
Okay, I mean, so that I would say I'm not really going for gossip.
No, you're not really going for gossip. Okay, well, let's just say you approach them with this line of questioning.
Exactly.
And,
I mean, if you want, I can do charm, which I'm kick ass at.
And
it's kind of a natural for me.
Anna casts her gaze away from you very shyly and puts her hand on her daughter's shoulder and says, "Oh, kind sir, I'm afraid we know not of what you speak," and hurries her past you.
All right, well, worth a shot.
And then as they're leaving, Anna approaches Simon, and she takes Simon by the hand and says, Thank you, kind sir, for saving the lives of myself and my daughter.
Oh, you are most welcome.
We do not know how we can ever repay you.
There's no repayment.
I lost my husband. We have no source of income. We have no money with which I can.
No. Please, I require nothing.
Then,
maybe you can tell me more about who was ministering to you before I was here.
And she takes you aside. And she whispers to you that you seek Laura midwife and the witches.
Yes. What can you tell me about them?
They have no truck with men. But given what you have done, and given the urgency with which you clearly seek them, I can tell you a way in which to reach them.
Oh, I would be most appreciative.
And she tells you that there is a stone in the wall under the bridge.
Damn it.
That
so close.
That when touched opens a portal that transports you to the cabin of the witches in the woods.
Fuck!
That is amazing. Have you taken this portal?
Oh no. I do not know. I do not know this stone. Laura imparted this to us in a tale.
Let's saddle up.
For
Let's go.
It's a magic. It is magic, and we know nothing of magic.
Well, we do.
Well, I seeing as you are, I promise to keep. I promise to let no one know that you have disclosed this to us.
Thank you, kind sir.
No, it is. Thank you. I'm pleased you are well. If the pox does return to this village, you can have, if you must, to get around Mateus, perhaps. Feel free to send a messenger to Stelladuris, and I will come.
Very well. Thank you.
Thank you. Be well. May God, I don't know, look over your shoulder kindly.
What does God like to do? I don't know.
What's got into shoulders?
Shoulders.
Print it.
And the rest of the villagers disperse, and Father Tant just stands up, and he's clearly exhausted from his vigil, and he thanks you once again for your assistance, and he, says that he needs to retire to the rectory, take care of administrative matters, and he needs to record Brother Wallace's death in the church records, and then write to the bishop to request a new assistant. And he says, poor Wallace will not see his diligent efforts come to fruition.
Do you have another maimed idiot?
What efforts?
Oh, his restoration efforts at the church. All of the beautiful wood and interior in our church was due to Brother Wallace and his tireless efforts. And his final piece was finishing the renovation of the stained glass behind the altar. But
may I take a look at his
the stained glass
work briefly before we leave?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, you did not notice it before?
Oh, I certainly did.
Oh,
but I should like to take a closer.
Brother Wallace did not create it, but it was damaged in a storm many years ago, and he has been replacing the glass. Oh, certainly, and he leads you all into the church, and as I described before, behind the altar is just this large stained glass, this just beautiful stained glass image.
Cool.
And what kind of repair is it in? Is it still needing quite a bit of work?
There are a couple of small panels in like the lower right corner that still need to be replaced, and some of the lead is broken off on them. And the stained glass itself depicts it's a magnificent depiction of Christ and Lazarus. In honor of the namesake of the church.
Huh.
And Father Tancha says, if I may please be excused, I grow very, very weary, and I must complete this tiresome administrative work. And so he goes into the rectory and closes the door. So you're all standing in the church.
Simon, did you say something about a magic portal?
I said no such thing, but I will mention it now. That we can go to the bridge.
Yes. Yes, Berengar and I saw Berengar.
Yeah.
Berengar and I saw someone walking towards that bridge. I guess we didn't notice a brick, but let's go down there immediately.
So you saw someone go towards the bridge. What happened with that person?
Well, At the time, I had assumed that they just simply got out of sight, but last we saw them, they did
I
go
shall
under
be
the
back
bridge.
in one moment.
Sure.
Okay.
It
Okay.
appears that just simply getting out of sight might have been to take a magical portal.
Well, yes, to see that upon retrospect, but
Hindsight is
I hope you can
100%.
understand how that
Kurtzman is
wasn't
just like
my-
massaging the
Wasn't
bridge
at
of her
the
nose.
front of mind at the time.
Well, also, exactly. It's not as if I look at something and say, "Well, obviously this is
Could be a
magical."
magical portal of some sort.
Yeah, right? You would call me a simpleton if I
Fine.
said everything was a magical portal, if I just simply lost eye contact with it. I did happen to learn object permanence, sir.
Berengar is genuinely a little sheepish about having been that damn close to a pivotal thing, but clearly missed it.
Yeah.
Guy's not incorrect. He's not wrong. There's no
Nothing could make this happen.
yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
There's no way that he could have noticed that.
Yeah. True. And yet.
It becomes a little annoying how like fervent he is about like there's nothing I could have done about that.
Right.
I mean, come on!
Okay, so are you guys heading to the bridge? Is that what?
Oh, I
that the
think
plan?
so.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna. Am I muted?
No,
No.
you're not.
No, we hear you.
Okay, good. I'm
We
going to
hear you.
allow myself to get pulled away, but I'm still a little hung up on the stained glass. But I'll allow myself to get pulled away.
Yeah, that's pretty
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. There's nothing else remarkable about the stained glass.
Okay.
Okay.
It's glass. It's colorful. Who cares?
It's beautiful. It's well
Somebody
done.
stained it. What do you want?
What's the deal with stained glass? It's not
What's the
stained, it's
deal?
not glass. I mean, come on.
I mean, come on.
Okay, so
That
so
glass
go
is
ahead.
so stained.
So you all head down towards the bridge, and you're now under the bridge.
Under the
Okay.
bridge downtown.
Without having to bother, I guess we're away. We could just go ahead and cast magic. I'm just gonna go ahead and telego beam here, if I may.
You
Find
may.
me. I may. Excellent. Let's see here.
You're completely out of view of all
Yeah, right.
mundane.
I would also like to sense holiness and unholiness.
Ooh, yeah. This is an
Oh
holy
well,
portal.
do you wanna roll for that first?
Yeah,
Oh,
let
yeah.
me figure out
Yeah,
how.
go ahead and do that first. Yeah, go ahead.
Just in case
Um,
it's a trap.
Yeah.
Devil trap.
So, a perception plus sense holiness. So, perception of +2. And then what's my sense holiness? I'm sorry, I've done very few rolls so far. I'm still learning.
Yours.
Gotta find your. Oh, where the hell is it?
You are able to feel. Um.
Garcon.
Sorry, guys.
Garcon's kind of our canary in the coal mine for like bad shit.
Yeah. His spidey sense is tingling.
Why is Garcon crying? Something bad has happened.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm bopping back and forth between tabs trying
No,
to
you're
figure out
fine.
how to make this roll.
You're good, man.
You in the message you do exclamation point.
Well, I
and
understand
then-
that. I'm trying to figure out
No,
the
he's
map.
trying to.
The
Oh,
modifier.
sorry. Okay.
What to roll?
So it's my perception, which is +2, and then sense holiness and unholiness. How do I figure out what my sense holiness and unholiness?
So you should have a skill.
You've
literally
got a
called-
yeah. It's just against an ease factor. So you're basically you're just rolling a perception. You're just rolling a perception and sense holiness and unholy roll against an
I
ease
un-
factor of 9.
I understand that. I'm trying to figure out what that modifier is.
So do you have on your character? There should be an ability that you have called Sense
Plus
Holiness.
Sense
two.
holiness and all.
4. So plus 6?
Yep.
Okay. 1 second. The chat channel.
Dun dun dun.
Exclamation point. Roll 1. D. 10 plus 6.
And it's a
Eh.
9.
Bam.
And you get no sense. You get a small sense of holiness around Berengar and yourself,
Mhm.
but nothing else out of the ordinary.
Mer?
Okay.
Lucky.
All right. I will. I
No,
will
sorry,
try-
Guy.
I will try any to sense any magical auras, particularly. I think it's Rego Corpus is the ones that do like I'm going to move from here to there. So looking for any kind of Rego Corpus.
What are you doing?
Corpse.
Right.
I rolled an 8 on Intelligo Beam, looking for
Oh.
magic.
And a small stone just in the center of the wall of the bridge just starts to get a faint, very faint blue glow to it.
Aha.
All right.
All right. I look at Gertima, and
Yeah.
then I look at the other companions, and I just reach out and touch the stone.
And you're no longer touching a stone, you're touching the bark of a tree with a strange symbol that's not carved into it. It looks like it's almost grown into it, like part of the tree.
Something I can easily identify and find later.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
As you turn around, your entire party is there, and you're in a clearing
Whoa.
in the woods. And
Neato.
behind you, by about 15, 20 paces, is quite a small wooden, ancient-looking cabin.
Okay.
See, I would not have been able to find that.
Yeah, the cabin's walls are covered with moss and clinging vines, and then it's surrounded by a garden that's just completely overgrown with vines and blossoms and stalks and leaves. And
See,
then
now Gotama is geeking out.
and then around the garden itself is a wooden fence, which is just also completely just engulfed with vines, and they all just sprout just a bewildering assortment of flowers. And then there's a gate in the fence that opens up to a small path that leads to the front door, and then there appears to be a smaller path that must lead from like the rear of the house there to another gate in the rear. And then there's smoke issuing from a hole in the roof.
You know what? I am going to animal shape. I'm going to transform into the owl that I can transform into.
Yay!
Ooh, neat.
Yeah. I'm going to turn into an owl and I'm going to fly kind of around the perimeter.
Did
if
she
there's-
just turn into an owl?
Yeah.
Do you just automatically turn into an owl?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think that's how it works, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it takes a few
shapeshifter
moments.
is one of my things.
No, you do.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You pretty much just turn into an owl.
Yeah.
That's your
Nice.
thing.
So, yeah, I want to fly around the perimeter. I want to see if I can see anybody, like, in the back 40, see into any windows in this cabin. Like, is there any kind of magical juju keeping me away? That kind of stuff.
Okay, so what are you doing?
I'm flying over around the cabin in a circle.
Okay. You see nothing unusual outside the cabin at all, and through the windows you can glimpse some movement, but you're up in the air. You're kind of far away to discern anything
If
too
I
closely.
Yeah, since I didn't see anything on the grounds, I perch on a branch that can look into the window.
Okay, and through the window, you can see a woman in her mid-40s, perhaps, quite heavy set, and then she has a young girl, probably about 13, you can see, and then a young woman, maybe around 18, 19 in there.
Okay.
And
Classic.
then
Classic.
you can also see something else, something quite strange, and like a strange mist-like form moving amongst them.
I would like to spin up sense holiness and unholiness again here now that we're suddenly in a different place.
Okay.
Ooh.
15.
Ooh. Very
You
nice.
said it's absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Cool.
No
Like
holiness.
even from
You still sense.
Berenger. Okay.
You still sense a vague holy aura around Berenger and yourself, but
Okay.
nothing unusual.
Okay. Thank you.
There's nothing evil here.
I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing evil here.
Thank you. You
Nice.
said it much better.
I'm an actor, you know.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right. What's our next move?
Didn't I see you in that film I made?
Yes, you did.
Was it right? Yeah.
I'll wait until Gertima is done perusing in owl form before we
Yeah,
take it.
I want to hear what Gertima's assessment is.
Yeah.
It was all the three figures you saw inside the cabin were all female. They were all women.
Yeah. So I'll come back to where our crew is standing, and I'll say, there are three women of various ages inside. I don't think we have anything to fear, but we should also be very alert as we go to say hello to them, and very polite.
Perhaps not all of us need to go in. It might be that they're more comfortable talking to a woman themselves, and if they do dabble in arts, they might not be put off by someone they think is a witch, as the villagers were.
I'm perfectly comfortable to go alone, or Simon, if you would also like to join me. Of course.
Based on what I've heard, maybe you could introduce me, but I think maybe you should make the introduction. You should go.
Of course. So yeah, I go and I just knock on the front door.
Love it.
Okay, there's some nervous movement and shuffling around inside, and then the door opens, and it's the younger woman.
Okay.
Opens the door and looks you up and down, and says,
Would you say
yes?
a maiden?
Yeah,
A maiden.
No. I bow my head, and I introduce myself, and I give a very brief rundown of who Simon is and who the party is off in the distance there. Brief. Say that we...
She opens the door further, and the older woman
The
approaches.
crone?
She's not a crone.
Okay.
And she
a mother, perhaps.
She looks out at the party behind you, and then she shakes her head and says, "The men may not enter. You can come in, child, but not the men."
I think that's about what we were expecting, eh?
That's totally what we were expecting.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, I'll go in.
Okay, so you go in, and it's this very low-roofed, fairly large space with a couple of rooms off to either side of it, and the ceiling is just strewn with herbs just drying, just hanging to dry, and then there are tables full of pots of various remedies and concoctions being put together, and there's even a small cauldron in one corner over a fire pit. So,
I think
and and then a table and some chairs, and you see the middle-aged woman who you assume to be Laura Midwife, and the young girl and the young woman, and then you also see in the corner near the fireplace this vaporous spirit, this vaporous female spirit
The hell?
of an elderly woman.
DAFUQ.
Oh.
And the middle-aged woman approaches you and says, who has sent you here, my child?
Well, me and my company come from the Covenant. Sorry?
Stelladoris.
Stelladoris. I don't know why. Okay. Anyway, Stelladoris down the river.
Stelladoris? I know not this place.
It's a covenant of hermetic folk.
Hermetic folk? Covenant?
Yes.
I do not know what you speak of. What is a covenant?
It's a grouping. It's like a village, but of people who have come together under a certain special interest, being that of magical pursuits.
Magic. We know not much of magic.
Well, we don't either. That's why we study it.
All we know is healing. We've practiced healing for generations.
Yes, we've heard good word of your skills and talents in the village. Of course, some of the menfolk perhaps find it a bit vulgar, but I find it fascinating and think you do good work. But there's a very concerning tribulations that we are encountering in the town. May I ask you some questions?
You speak of Lazare?
Yes. May I ask you some questions of what may be a troubling nature?
You may. Are you the people who cured the woman and child?
My companion who was outside, Simon, was, yes.
He is a healer like us.
He is.
Huh.
And he's none too
This
fond
is
of...
odd. Because none in my family have passed their secrets to men. Certainly not men.
Well, he comes
We
through...
have always kept our secrets within our family.
Yes, he comes through the healings through the magical means, through study, like I do.
I do not understand what you mean by magic.
Well, perhaps we can speak of that later. He of course would be happy to answer your questions as well. But I have some of my own. Some about a girl who had the pox and must have died of it. Helene from Vigil.
Oh, yes, the poor child. I tried to attend to her, but I'm afraid our healing powers did not extend to the pox. There was also something within the village which perhaps hindered us. I can't explain it. It's we've had a sense of just a change in the feel of the air around the village.
Yes, we experienced some irregularities with our magical ability as well. The girl, Helene, she is most definitely missing from her grave in Visay, and members of my coven and I found a body that we believed to be hers. It was not only dead and in the river, removed from its grave, but it was covered in terrible markings.
Oh, she seems genuinely horrified by this and just perplexed by all of this.
Yes,
Um,
we are
who-
rather at a loss.
Who would do such a thing?
Well, rumors speak of grave robbers and diabolists, but the symbols, they do not look organized or of a particular
Hmm.
sect. They look intentionally shocking, but nonsense.
I can't think of anyone who would do such a thing. Did you speak to that lout Matthias?
I personally did not, but he was
Yes.
none too fond to say anything to anyone of my company.
He despises women.
Yes.
This
Well.
is why we despise men. Oh,
I'm pleased to hear that 800 years from now, everything's the same.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
I was attempting to heal Anna and Matilda, but then the women of the village notified me of your arrival, and so I had to flee. And it has been difficult for us. We have tended to the women of the village for generations. We have acted as midwives, doctors, counselors, and protectors.
I, of course, respect your healing and your generosity towards a city and town that does not always reciprocate.
But only to the women.
Well, you know, of
And
course, they're a crucial part of life.
It has been more difficult since the priest arrived. He was the first priest to the village, and we have just been forced to work secretly with the women.
Has the difficulty been entirely a social attitude, or did it perhaps have to do with
Well,
your ability to pass?
he calls us witches.
Yes.
And, the men, of course, side with him. And the women, the younger women, also side with him. But the older women still know of the services we provide and call on us and protect us and keep us hidden.
But you don't think it has anything to do with the ability to cast or to work your magic the way that that you mentioned before? His coming and going does not coincide with that. You know what I'm saying? Because she had said that there was like the difficulty, like we were kind of feeling.
With the priest?
Yeah, like that didn't coincide with his arrival.
No.
Okay.
No. Well, the difficulty of our coming and going, yes, because he has turned the people of the village against us.
Right. So it's a social,
with his Christian teachings.
Right. It's a social. It's not actual like. It's not actual vibes in the air. It's just like, yeah, the temperature, the social temperature has cooled significantly because he is driving that narrative.
Not just the social temperature.
Uh,
My daughters and my mother we have been unable to go there in the numbers we once freely went there. But when the priests arrived and they became much more enmeshed in the faith, particularly the men, they sought our services less and less. And now I do not know. There's what happens at the village now is much stranger. Something odd is at work.
Sure. We're working on that one.
I do not believe it. I do not believe it's my mother. Yes.
Speaking of your mom,
is she that fine lady over here, gesturing at the spirit?
She is indeed.
Tell me about that.
We practice an ancient form of worship, and in order for our rituals to work, there must be a grandmother present.
Okay.
And until my daughter Jacinia is still merely a child, but when Hylia, who is now of age, bears a child, then my grandmother may be at rest. But until, and because I will be the grandmother then,
Yeah, it makes sense.
but until Hylia bears a child, my mother stays in our realm in order that we may practice.
That's metal, girl. I love it. Okay. That's very dope and badass.
I worry of the priest. I worry of the priest. Did he tell you of his dealings with the Jew merchant?
I don't know if he had that conversation with me. I guess I might have heard it.
He is a voracious reader of books and constantly purchasing books from the merchant.
I feel like that was a Cam and Colin conversation.
Simon asked a little bit about books. Well, we can trade up library stuff, and he was kind of poo-pooing that a little bit. I wouldn't be caught dead. He wouldn't be caught dead in our covenant.
Sure.
And then we moved on after that. But I didn't really take anything of it. But anyway, I'm not there to talk, so I will offer no more thoughts.
I would say that Gertima had not hadn't heard anything about the Jew merchant. So no.
I'm afraid we know nothing of how the child came to be out of her grave. It's such a horrific thing. It's such an unspeakable act. Certainly nothing that we would have done. We are of earth and healing.
Absolutely no accusation. Absolutely no accusation at all. Merely looking for information. So thank you.
We have noticed the growing strangeness in the village that grows ever stronger and ever darker.
Do you think that the
And I
merchant
fear for the village.
This merchant you mentioned, he is a bookseller. Do you think he would have information or gossip from the wider world?
He is long gone. He just wanders the countryside selling his books. And he stops at the village once a year. And the last time he stopped was before the autumn.
Okay. I thank them and I make some kind of insider comments about that's some very pungent St. John's wort you've got there. Nice job. I get it. I got the herbalist. I'm herbalist smart too. And then I go back out and rejoin Simon and catch him up with about what they said. And
did you ask why they're raising the dead?
It wasn't them, if you can believe that.
Why? So, but a spirit, really, a ghost.
Yes, they were barely even talking about it.
I mean, I don't know. That's a little suspicious, but
well, it definitely wasn't a corporeal body. It was a spirit only.
But they're more concerned with the village itself. There's something in the village.
Yes, and the priest.
The priest might be.
He might know more than he lets on.
Yeah, that seems clear now. So we should string him up.
Yeah, it might be some heels to the fire time, but I don't know.
Well, why don't you let me? He's pretty buddy with me. Why don't you let me try to get him drunk tonight?
Yeah.
Get him talk about his books and stuff. I agree. That's a great idea.
So yeah, give me some talking points so I don't forget once I'm in my cups just a little bit. So specifically, what questions do we want to ask if we want to try something? Do we want to have this conversation in the woods, or do we want to go back to town and have this conversation?
I think in the woods on the way. Oh yeah, does the teleportation work in reverse?
We should probably figure that out.
What way to find out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gather around the tree, people.
Yeah.
Touch tree at the spot.
You touch the tree.
Yeah.
Now you're touching the stone under the bridge.
Yay.
Yay!
Darkness has fallen.
Do I
Darkness
start
has
talking
fallen.
with the friar's voice when I open my mouth or anything screwy like that? We all got no transporter accidents.
So
And you-
what
you
time?
hear-
Hold on.
You hear
What time?
You hear chaos and screaming
Uh-oh.
coming
Oh.
from the village.
Run.
I will
Village.
waddle in that direction.
Come on, Friar Tuck.
Yeah.
Who is it? Just you?
No, I'll go.
No.
I'll go.
I would assume everybody's going,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's all about that life.
but I
He's doing
definitely
Yeah.
do.
Sir Guy might get some action here.
Hell yeah!
As you scurry up the hillside beside the bridge, and as you get to the crest, you can see the village, and you see two villagers running towards their houses.
Towards their houses?
Yes, and pursuing them is some hideous creature that just bounds and leaps and snarls after them.
How far away are they?
The two of them make it to their huts and just slam their doors. And the creature just stops and starts scratching at one door and screaming this awful, just howling screech. And then
I will.
runs
I think this
to
might
the
be a
other.
clue.
And then it
Hello.
turns, and even from this distance, you could just see these wretched fucking demonic red eyes just piercing you through the darkness.
I'm going
and
to
it
hold up.
starts hurtling towards your party.
Okay, I am going to do Viper's Gaze. I hold an animal rigid as long as I maintain eye contact and concentration. So it's a Rego animal 15 and I get +9.
So we're engaging in combat here.
Hell yeah!
Well, yeah.
All right, if we're engaging in combat here, then we got to do some stuff.
Okay.
First thing we got to do is we got to combat in Ars Magica is interesting. So, because we've never done it before. So the first thing we got to do is roll for initiative.
Great.
Is that
so, and your roll for initiative is for you my guy is just straight old quickness.
okay?
Yeah, Simon is not quick in that way, so I got a 2.
I got a +1.
So +1, and then let me see.
Otherwise, it's quickness plus weapon bonus or penalty, I believe, for the rest of us.
Yeah.
That's what my sheet says.
Yeah. Hopefully you've got it all calculated out already.
Yeah, it's easy. I have 0. Berenger's got a 2.
Hold on. So go ahead, keep going. I need to look up something.
Do we have Jacques here? His longbow might be handy right about now.
Jacques Long?
We didn't leave him behind. Jacques the poacher.
Oh, Shot Long. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm saying Jacques.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, Jacques.
I have
That's
I have
right.
not been saying anything about Shot Long, so maybe he's just not here right now.
Hello?
Jacques and Shot are 2 different grogs.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
That might need to change a little bit. Jacques the poacher, I believe, would be with us.
Yeah. We called him out specifically.
Okay, so Becky got a 3.
So Becky's initiative is 3.
So I have a clarification on my initiative roll.
Mhm.
When you say it would be my weapon skill, I'm seeing on the sheet here that I have great weapon 5 for a great sword. So if I say that I'm wielding my great sword, I would have a roll of quickness plus 5. Is that right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So
And then it's minus any encumbrance you have too.
okay. I would imagine I have some encumbrance. I would
And
assume.
you're also rolling a stress die for this, so none of you have rolled anything, so you're fine.
Okay.
So Becky's on a 3, Rob is on a 2.
Yeah, you should roll yours.
I'm on a 2 as well, but Rob is probably better. So
Oh no, Rob's on a 7.
No, that's Jacques.
Okay. And Guy is a 3.
Plus 5.
No, we don't know.
That
if
was
he's yet.
that was Brent. That was Becky. We're doing Brent's right now. You said it's
Yes.
plus 5. There's that.
Nope. Just take the Brent out of it. It's fine.
Even if it's on the next line, man. All right.
10.
Ah.
Nice. Okay.
Simon's at 0.
Well, I rolled a d10 and added my initiative, so I'm at 2.
Oh, you're at 2. So you're at 2. Okay. And what about the priest?
6.
You're at 6. Okay, and then this, and this guy is a roll for me. And he's got a 25.
Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well.
Okay. So this creature is going to go first. It's still quite a distance away from you, but it stops and it seems to be like surveying you. And then it starts to reach its arms up skyward. And then it starts motioning as if it were casting a spell.
What?
So
Buddy once told me.
Counterspell.
The scorching heat of hell,
Ooh.
which is
friendly.
which is a creo ignum of 25, level 25. So, how the hell do I cast this?
Hopefully you don't. Why don't you just give up on it?
Yeah, forget it.
No.
Sounds boring.
So,
You want to do that.
No.
Have him come up and get little scritches under his chin.
Yeah, what a good boy. Good scritches.
I got a big back scratcher here.
so now how's that going to work? I need help here, Damon.
So, okay. I mean, you might be tipping your hat, but I'm assuming that this creature has a mic.
Okay, I know what I'm doing. Dun, 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 dun.
Great hold music, Calm. Really an improvement.
Sure. Dun, 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 dun. I believe that's all it gets. Ooh, Jesus. Okay, then it rolls a 33. The
That's a
ground,
lot of numbers.
the ground all around you begins to glow an intense red and just a searing heat. And all of the stone surface below you just begins to just boil and pop and crack.
I disbelieve.
So you all need to make a just a simple D10 roll.
Ooh, okay.
Ladies first.
No modifiers?
No, unless you have shoes or boots or any kind of foot armor, gi.
I would assume that I do. I'm wearing full chainmail. I don't know if this counts at all, but I do have a holy relic that has a faith point, so I have magic resistance. Anything?
Okay, of what, one?
Yeah, so
Come on,
it's
you're all rolling way too fast here.
oh, okay.
So you roll 4, right?
Becky rolled 4, so that's
Oh.
good to know.
Oh, okay. So you rolled a 4, and you have no form of protection there?
I don't assume I'd be barefoot, but other than that, no.
And do you have any soak score?
No. Oh, +1.
+1, so you are taking a damage of 3 here.
Okay. So that's on the wounds tracker?
Yep.
So that means you take 1 wound.
Yes. Because 1 to 5 damage is -1 on my wounds.
That's right.
Got it. Ouch.
Okay. And Normac Cam is rolling
Rolling.
7. Holy shit. Yeah, 7. So you take 7 damage, but your soak is
0.
5. You actually have a soak of 5.
Where'd
thanks
that come
to
from?
that came from your heavenly guardian.
Oh,
Ooh.
But you still take 2.
so that's -1. Okay.
Yeah.
And then is this
Berengar.
Berengar? As a 9, do you have any soak or other protection?
Negative. Nope.
Well, you do get a 5 soak from your heavenly protector.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still taking a 4.
Shit. Okay.
Okay. And then Simon is a 6.
No, Simon is a 2.
You have a soak of 4.
My soak? My soak is
Why are you at 2?
that's my initiative. Sorry, I thought that's what you were asking.
No.
My roll is a 6.
That was your damage roll. Your damage roll was a 6.
My soak is +1.
So you're taking a damage of 5.
Ooh, so I'm okay. I've got a wound. Hyken has wound.
So Bigby,
This
Guy
is
is also
Guy?
a 4. Yeah, this is Guy.
My soak is +10.
Wow.
What
Wow.
is your actual
What?
is your soak +10?
My soak is +10.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So you're
I'm
fine.
not kidding. Chainmail
Okay.
stamina.
I believe you. So, okay. Has everybody has been hit?
Are we all
I-
not
I
quite dead yet?
suppose.
Oh, Jacques has not. Has
Oh, yeah,
Jacques
right.
rolled?
Nope. Oops. Ooh, nice.
And does he have a soak?
Where does soak come from?
Armor.
At base, it's your stamina, and
He
then
wears
you add
leather.
in armor.
Oh, I didn't know about the stamina. So he'd have between stamina and armor 3.
Oh, he would have 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's fine.
So he soaks it up.
He
Nice.
soaks it up. Okay. Now, Gertman, what were you saying you were going to do?
I was going to freeze him, so I can cast Viper's Gaze. It's a Rego animal. 15. I have a +9. I hold an animal rigid as long as I can maintain eye contact and concentration.
Okay.
So I roll.
You're going to need to, given the circumstances you're in, seeing as your feet are on fire, you're going to need to make a concentration roll.
Okay.
And let me look that up here. It's fairly straightforward.
There's no like visible
It's-
range of this that I could like move out of.
No, not
Okay.
at this point. No. So a concentration roll would be your stamina plus concentration.
Okay.
And then it's a stress die.
So is that my stamina's +1? So would I be rolling a d10 +1, and then what would the stress die be?
The stress die is the D10.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have you must have a concentration score. Do you not have a concentration score?
I don't know where to look for that on my sheet.
There's an abilities.
Okay. Okay. Stealth, survival, concentration is not on my list of abilities. I've got a confidence score.
No. Okay, so you have a stamina of 1 and a stress die then? Okay, well go for it.
Okay.
And you're going against an ease factor of about a 9.
Ouch.
This is just for the concentration. Okay.
No. The concentration fails, so you can't cast the spell.
Too painful.
It's too painful. You do have the option. Other people have the option to try and do something. You're still quite a distance from here, from the creature. You could also disengage and just flee, but it's up to yourselves. Who is next? Who is next is actually it's Guy who gets to go. Guy probably should have gone first, given the initiative order. But
Yeah, I was going
My
to ask
bad.
about that, but that's fine.
that was my bad. You should have gone first. But
Okay, so being ignorant of a lot of the rules for combat, because I'm starting to realize I did not read any of that chapter, Guy is going to walk up to the thing and smash it with his greatsword. Can he do that?
Can he begin to do that?
You can do that.
Great.
You can do that. So, you are going to roll, if you don't already have your attack score down, you do?
I do.
Okay.
He's ready to go. This is Brent. All the math has been calculated.
All the math has been calculated. Okay. Okay. Go for it.
I do 16. It's not great.
You do 16. Well, roll.
I don't know. I have no idea if it's great or not. Yeah, I tried a big ol' downward slash, like trying to just.
That's a 12, but so your blow lands.
Great.
And you can see that the creature is just covered in this tough, dark, crusted brown and black skin that feels
Ugh.
like hard leather.
Gross.
And you do hit,
Okay.
but it just absorbs the blow.
Oh. Well.
Ew.
Oh, so I don't roll for damage or anything?
No, it has like it's soaked it up.
Oh, okay. Just because I'm learning what. So how did you come to that conclusion by comparing the dice rolls?
Yes, the dice rolls plus the creature's soak.
Okay, got it. Is there anything else I can do on my turn?
No, that's your.
Was that Brent? Was that Guy's roll to hit?
Yes.
So that was against the creature's defense, right?
Yep.
So if he hit, I think I don't have the chapter open, but I think then isn't it just damage versus soak at that point?
Yeah, which is 4 damage.
Well, do I add anything?
He has 4. He rolled a 16. I rolled a 12, which is a 4, and the soak is 12.
Right. So does it?
So it does nothing.
Calculate the attack advantage. Attack minus defense.
His attack has
No,
to
no,
be.
not. So now you calculate the damage, and the damage is strength. So yeah, so he hits, which is now the damage is separate.
Oh yeah. So you do hit. Okay, sorry.
He didn't have to hit 12 better than his
No.
defense.
So no, okay.
So hold on, wait.
Then
So then what you do, that difference though is 4. So you take
Yes,
that 4.
that's your
and you
attack
add that to your
advantage.
damage.
Yes. So you have strength and weapon damage. So whatever your damage is, you add 4 to it.
Okay.
Cool.
My
I don't think there's no D10 roll. I don't think it's just
No, it's just a calculation.
Okay, so that'd be 14 then.
So you have a strength and weapon damage modifier of 10 plus 4,
Yes.
so that's 14. Oh, so
And
you
then-
do.
and then the soak
The
is
soak is 12. So you inflict 2 damage.
Yay!
It takes a wound. It takes a light wound.
So as hard as the creature's skin is, the edge of your sword penetrates and just black stinking blood spurts out of it all over your
He
all
says,
over your
ha,
arm.
ha, ha. Oh wait, that was still a fucking sword.
Like maybe like the sword like stopped at first and then like I just really wrenched my body on the follow through. Yeah. Cool. Now
Okay,
what?
and so he has taken 2 damage.
Ouch.
Well, now it's up to now we have Jacques, who is unfortunately offline.
Oop, I'm back online, I think. Can you hear me?
Yay!
Hey! Jacques!
Jacques!
Okay.
Just in time.
Jacques would take a shot with his longbow Can someone else roll for me? I just switched to my phone. We got people going to bed upstairs
I'll
now.
put a D10.
So if somebody could roll
goddamn.
D10 plus 11 is my attack with the long, or Jacques' attack with the longbow.
There it is.
Let's see the chat.
So that would
what
be
am
a
I
plus
again?
5.
I am. Hold on. Yes, it's plus 6. Oof.
Oh, you have a 9 advantage.
Oh fuck.
A 9 advantage.
Yikes.
Okay, so see your damage total.
So long.
Strength plus weapon damage is 9.
Yep. Your strength plus weapon damage is 9, so 9 and 9 is 18.
Mean.
So you land a whopping 6 damage on this thing,
That's a
Good
header.
job.
and it's just your arrow just goes like through the creature's shoulder, and again just black stinking blood sprays out all over Guy, who's still in close combat with it. And the creature just stumbles backwards and just howls at you, and then bounds eastwards and just leaps over the fence into the churchyard.
Are we
Do I
on
not get a chance to do anything as it's starting to run away?
No.
I give chase.
Yeah, take off after it.
Yeah, run away.
Okay.
Okay. So you all run into the churchyard, and you can hear this creature just. You can hear its breath, just just like a wild animal, just
And there was
somewhere close by.
Just for clarification as well, was there just one of these creatures or were there multiple?
Just the one.
Just the one? Great. So we can hear him. Is there a way that we can pinpoint its location based on sound?
Yes.
Yeah, go to it.
It's quite nearby. You're going towards it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. You start going. It seems to be coming from the direction of the sepulcher
Of course.
of the knight.
Okay, go there.
Okay, so you all gather there, and then
Our magic's no good here.
it comes from
Ooh.
behind you, and in one leaps completely over the party to the top of the sepulcher,
Jeez.
and then just bears down on you, just screaming.
Now that
Can
we're
you-
closer, does it appear hunchback?
Huh.
Hmm.
It's difficult to discern. It's too dark to see.
I would
Is it
love to
attract-
sort it.
Garstone, can you?
I mean, are we still in initiative here? Isn't it?
Is it attracted to Sir Guy?
No, I would assume the initiative just state that it's still the same combat, wouldn't you?
We can if you
Yes.
want.
Yeah,
It's up to you.
Sort of
Oh,
easy
why
enough.
would you think it's not? Would you think it's a new combat?
If for simplicity's sake, if I was running the game, I would just keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we can do that then, and it is Friar Amaro's. Friar Amaro's turn.
Now, after being a stickler about initiative, I am going to only hold up my relic and say, "Demon, be gone! The power of Christ compels you. You have no power here."
Nice.
Nice.
And the demon digs its claws into the wound where Jacques struck it with the arrow, and rips the arrow from its wound, grabs just a hunk of rotted black flesh from itself, and hurls it down at you.
Ugh.
Ew.
That's icky.
That's not good.
Well,
What
I
a
guess
dirty
that's.
bird.
I mean, my turn. So.
Who's next?
Yeah, who's after the friar?
The fryer.
Gertima. Nope. Berengar. Nope.
Shit.
Oh
Oh.
yes, it is. Sorry, it's who do I have? It is Gertima.
Again?
Yeah,
Did
didn't
everybody
she
go?
go out of order?
Oh yeah, you went out of order already, so it is Berengar.
Yeah. Well, I'm not super useful here, but I will stab at it with my dagger, I guess. Could somebody roll a +6 for me?
It's kind of
Oh.
out of reach for your dagger.
There
Oh,
we
okay.
go.
Oh,
Plus
that's
6, you
true.
say?
Play
Well-
a song at it.
You got a 9.
Okay, well, if I'm
Yeah.
not close enough to get
You
to
know,
it,
yes,
then-
he's not close enough. I mean, it's at the top of the sepulchre. It's like a good 10 feet above you.
Slash at his ankles.
You know what?
Okay, you can
Hold on.
try.
Actually,
Okay.
Berengar's not very good in a fight. His plan is he's going to run into the church and see if he can find the priest and see
Bless you.
if he's alive and see if he's going to be of any use here.
Okay, so you run towards the church, and
Yeah.
the doors to the church are closed.
Damn it.
So I assume you bang on the door.
Yeah.
I assume,
Priest
yeah.
dude. Sure.
Yeah. Okay, and
Yeah.
the doors open after a time, and Father Tangus is there in his nightshirt, and he looks at you, and then he looks over your shoulder, and his eyes are just aghast in horror at the
Jesus
sight he
Christ!
sees. And
I warned you.
he says,
I warned you.
"For the love of Christ, come inside, all of you, quickly, quickly, come inside to the sanctuary of the church."
Berengar's in.
Admittedly, I'm pretty useless right now, so I'll go in, but I'll say, but he's been attacking the villagers. Do you know about this thing?
What manner of beast is this?
Okay,
It is
so he's
clearly the
genuinely
work of the
surprised.
devil.
Right.
Please come inside for sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Simon is in.
One of our guys is an archer. He's not going to have any problem with somebody 10 feet up, right?
Mhm.
No.
I would be very
Okay,
surprised
so
if I
you
saw
still
Gene
have-
turn tail and run.
You
So that's
have
Berengar's
Jacques, Guy, and Gertima are still. Oh, and Father Amaro.
I will be making my way inside as fast as my
Okay.
little legs will carry me.
So Jacques, Guy, and Gertima are still facing this thing down.
So,
Hell yeah.
and we're
So
on.
we will roll for initiative again. You're
Well,
going for
wait.
another round?
Well, wait. Are we on hollowed ground where my spells don't work?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm out too.
Just you and me, Jacques. Let's go.
Yum.
So roll for initiative.
You're rolling for initiative? Okay, I'm gonna roll first.
Wait a minute. I don't have to roll to turn into an owl, do I?
No.
I don't
So
know
I
for
could-
sure.
So I
Maybe
could
you have to
turn
make a
into an
stress roll?
owl and like kind of like get in its face. Yeah. Yeah, never mind.
Brent rolled a 10 on the initiative check.
Jacques would be at a -1 plus a roll.
Damon, you got that?
Oh, what roll? I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. What roll do you need? Oh, what's your
D10
initiative?
-1.
Plus
-1.
one. Okay.
Minus.
You get a 3. I did really well for you.
You in?
Yeah, I'm in.
What's your initiative?
I think it's my quickness is +1.
Okay. And Gutma is an 8. Should we be mildly concerned that the enemy's initiative is 22?
Oh no,
25.
I wouldn't worry about that.
Huh.
I mean, that the bonus is that. I'm just.
I guess for what it's worth, I'll
Metagame.
roll my own initiative. Simon's own initiative. Oh, that's pretty good. Strangely.
Oh, is Simon still there? I thought Simon went to the church.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. I'm in the church. Yep.
Yeah, there's
Correct.
just the 3 of them.
Correct.
Okay,
I even wrote
The
down
cre-
Stelladuris.
the creature once again starts raising its arms to the
stop
heavens
it. I wish you
and
would stop.
casts scorching heat of hell again.
Why? Why do that? So rude. I wish you.
I can cast spells as an owl.
You
I
can?
certainly can. Oh yeah, I remember writing that down. Yeah, this was written in the book. I copied this down from the pre-existing sheet, but quiet and subtle magic eliminate my penalty for casting as an owl.
So this thing can cast spells on holy ground, but you can't? That hardly seems fair.
Oh, I forgot that.
Wait, that's a great point. Oh, that's a great point. That's weird. He's doing that.
Maybe not the weirdest thing that's happened to us tonight, but
That's pretty weird.
Is it holy ground?
yeah,
Or is it diabolical in that spot?
in that
Just thinking
spot.
out loud.
Yeah.
Sorry, were we supposed to be rolling anything?
I think
No,
we're waiting on his
sorry,
spell.
I'm rolling.
We're waiting on the spell. Yeah, just
Rolls a 32.
Jesus.
All right. Are we ready for this?
Yeah,
I
how does
guess.
this go again?
Okay. I'm going to roll. It's a simple die roll. Or no, you guys get to roll it yourselves for your damage.
You can
Okay.
roll for
So
me.
it's just a D10. Actually, but this time it's a D10 plus 1. So the damage increases by 1.
Okay, but then we take away our soak?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to roll D10 plus 1, but I have a soak of 10.
Okay, so you're fine.
Okay.
Again,
This-
the ground beneath you just erupts into flame.
oof.
I
Sounds promising.
only would have entered I only would have turned back around and entered battle if I was already in owl form. Is that allowed to be a given, or do I have to turn into an owl on my initiative order?
So you... Oh, go on. I let you. I let you be an owl. Okay, then Jacques. We need a roll for Jacques. A D10 plus 1.
That happened. So 3. if somebody could roll for me.
Oh, sorry.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry. On my phone, for some reason, I don't have the text chat available.
Tell me your modifier.
It's just D10.
It's a D10
Oh,
plus
sorry.
one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, oh my. This shift key.
Uh-oh.
The shift key, it eludes me.
It doesn't work sometimes.
Oh,
It's
that's
a 10-year-old laptop.
So it's
It's
a
a ma-
9. It's a 9, and what's your soak? What's Jacques' soak?
3. So 6 points.
Yeah,
Ouch.
that's 6. That's 6
Ouch.
damage.
That hurts.
Jacques must be messed up at this point.
Mm-hmm. That's his first hit. He soaked
Oh
all
yeah,
last.
he got nothing from the last one. Okay, it's Guy's move.
Come
Can
on,
I
man.
reach it with my sword?
Big sword.
Well,
Tall
yeah,
guy.
let's say that you strike forward. You bravely strike forward.
Hell yeah.
Bravely strike it.
brave Sir Guy. Bravely ran away.
Not yet.
Man, I'm making this boy type. He is reaching all the way around the microphone to do it. I'm sorry. We have a very inequitable distribution of keyboard access.
Okay. That was going to be attack. I need attack, not damage. So that's
Attack!
14. Okay, attack of 14. Fuck me, that's a 1.
You rolled a 1?
Yeah.
Oh, no. But you still hit him.
Yeah.
You get +2
Well,
to your attack,
what?
to your damage.
Well, no,
So-
he didn't roll. He
I
hasn't
think-
rolled
Oh,
yet.
he rolls every time?
Yeah.
It's
This
not
is-
just
this
that he
is-
has like an AC of 12.
No.
Yeah, this is a stress die. I think on a 1, you get to roll again
Is that the case?
and double that result. I think. Let me check it out.
Well,
It's
hold on,
zeros,
why?
that's bad.
He
Zeros are
rolled
fine.
he rolled a 14.
He
Yeah, I got a.
the
Natural
dice
1.
the dice roll was 1, but his
Oh.
modifiers were 13.
Oh,
Yeah.
13. Oh yeah, so that's yeah, you roll again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a stress dice, so you got to roll again.
And double the result?
Yeah.
Looking at that
Yep.
real quick.
You doubles the
You
result.
roll a 1, roll again, and double the number rolled. If you will roll
Okay.
a 1 again, you roll again, and then you quadruple
Yeah,
it. You
just-
double
yeah.
it.
So just
Yeah.
go ahead and roll that, and we'll add
Mhm.
13 to it.
So you roll a 10. So that's a 20.
Holy, that's a 20 plus 13. That's going to be 33.
That's a
That's a
33.
Holy
So,
goddamn.
okay, so that's a bit better. So you're rolling a 33. Roll 1, 10,
I'm sorry.
8.
Yeah, stress dice are fun. When you roll zeros, you're like, crap, I have botched. But when you
Huh.
roll ones, that's actually good.
12. So that's 12. So that is a
Plus 21 advantage.
21 attack advantage. So then your damage is what? Your average one is 10, right?
Yeah.
So
So
that's a
30.
31 damage
Yes.
against 12 soak.
He
Is
hits it with his sword.
is a 19.
That's an incapacitating wound.
No kidding.
Remember what I told you guys before about how deadly Ars Magica combat is?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's a sword that he's hitting him with.
This is not D&D where there's hit points.
Yeah. Wow.
Belly
Your
guts.
sword, Guy's sword strikes deep into the creature. Once again, Guy is drenched in a spray of foul-smelling black blood,
He loves it.
and the
I
creature
hate it.
plunges backwards into the darkness.
I mean, I can see him.
Yeah, I go to check the body. How would I go about doing that?
Just keep stabbing it, I would say.
You have to go. No, because it falls backwards behind the sepulcher.
Can I get around the sepulcher? I'm
No,
afraid I don't.
you'd have to jump down. The fire around the base of the sepulcher just dissipates and is gone completely.
Hmm.
How? So, what kind of dimensions are there to get down to the like? Could I just
There
kind
are
of slip down there and
steps.
slide?
There are steps.
Okay, so I could.
It's
I could
like
turn.
it's 10 feet high.
Okay.
So I go up the steps. I'm sorry.
You go
I
down
think
the steps.
I'm having difficulty with the dimensions of what the sepulcher is. So he was above us, and he fell backwards to where he's behind this thing,
So we would be on the same level, and we would just walk around.
right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I do
Yeah.
that.
There's no sign of the creature.
God damn
Son
it!
of a bitch.
What the hell?
Is there anywhere? Does it look like he might have run off, or just? I check the area to see if I can discern if he ran away somewhere.
You do see a trail of black blood that leads
Perfect.
towards the fence, and the fence has been completely smashed away.
And I can probably hear him, right? Like as an owl, I can kind of.
You hear splashing towards the river.
Okay.
Are you going to pursue that in
Yeah.
your owl form?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, we're all still here.
Oh, he might not be able to hear us. Is the thing.
He was muted a little while ago. Are you muted, Cam?
I'm starting to wonder. So, I'm interpreting the size of damage that I just did as being pretty irregular, right? Would that be fair to say?
You mean like a heavy amount of damage?
A lot.
Yeah. Would you say that
Yeah.
I just did an incredible amount of damage?
Yeah, it was a heavy amount of damage. Yeah, I mean it was an amount of damage that would kill a normal creature.
Lost
Yeah.
you there.
You're fine, you're
Got you
back.
I'm starting to wonder if we should pull back just because as a warrior, Guy is able to recognize that thing should be very, very dead. And
Well, it shouldn't be very, very dead, but it should be very badly incapacitated.
okay. Like it should not be moving as quickly as it is right now.
Mm-mm.
So I'm gonna say discretion is the better part of valor, and
It's clear you clearly gravely wounded it, though.
so. And I guess, yeah, so I guess that comes down to a kind of perception. Does Guy believe that all it would take is just one more hit from his sword and that thing would be done? And actually, it's done.
The thing clearly seems to be fleeing.
Yeah. I'm
Jacques
afraid
will follow
I'm
your
not sure if
lead,
that
Guy.
really answers my question, though. Would
I think Guy would go after.
okay, right?
Yeah.
Like it seems
I
pretty
don't-
close to death.
Guy is
and-
not the guy that says, "Oh, he must be dead by now."
Right, yeah.
Like
He goes and checks.
Guy
Okay,
double taps.
Yeah, Guy's gonna go after.
Jacques will follow.
The thing.
Okay, so Guy is, and what about Gertima? Is Gertima still
Yeah,
flying
no,
as an owl?
she's going after the way that she can hear it going, kind of over the
Okay.
treetops and flying as fast.
You
as
both follow the blood trail, and it goes to the edge of the river, and you can see across on the other bank the creature leap from the river and turn back and just let out a blood-curdling scream at both of you, and then leap and disappear into the dense woods across.
This is getting
Check.
worse and worse all the time.